That's
No
right.
woman can raise a man, but a man can raise both man and woman.
No, they.
You only have the Y chromosome.
Can you listen, babies? A lot of y'all need therapy.
Right.
A lot of y'all need help. Get an IEP.
All right, welcome back to Rich Dreams. We got the crew here with us again.
Hey, y'all.
Alizé,
Yeah.
Cat in the box, and Alki. And we're back with the mental health topic. It's a 3-part series. This is part 2 of the series. We're gonna continue where we left off. Well, we don't necessarily have a place. It's just mental health in general because it's a broad topic that we can talk for days, years even, because we all go through mental health issues, mental health ways to, get through mental health. So we're here to talk about some of those ways. And is there anything you two like to add before we get started?
Let's get started.
Let's just hop into it. Sure.
All right. So the first topic would be mental health and relationships, right? Because relationships are a way we kind of deal with our mental health. We look for friends, we look for family, we look for significant others. You get what I'm saying? To kind of cope, kind of deal with it. So it's like, how has your mental health affected your past relationships, your current relationships, and I guess your future? Like, how do you judge relationships based off your mental health?
I'm gonna let you take off.
Okay.
Damn, you could have shot it right back at her. No, I'm gonna let you.
It's okay. I ain't gonna.
This,
Right. I ain't gonna even do that. I was gonna say, as far as like family or friend relationships, I try not to let my mental health affect those, even though I know that they do. Ultimately, our traumas are always going to follow us in life, no matter how much we try to cover them. If you don't heal from them, they're going to follow you. So if you got anger issues, that's always going to affect your relationship with your mom or you know what I'm saying? But as far as my relationships, I think my sexual relationships have been bad on my mental health, quite the reverse. So I think if you know how to control your mental health, then you won't have to worry about outside factors controlling it or contributing to it, for sure.
Sometimes it also stems from the traumas in the relationship.
Yeah, that's fact.
Right, in your current relationship.
That's big facts. I ain't even gonna lie.
For sure.
It is. But yeah, that's what I got to say about relationships. I'll let Kat talk about it, then I'll probably come back in and talk about my own personal experiences.
Well, I'll say this. There are many people that don't realize mental health can be a very big factor in relationships for the simple fact of, let's say simple thing like bipolar maybe. You don't know sometimes that people are bipolar. You really don't know, and it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell because a lot of times, let's say you're a person who's, real active, you're always in the club, shit like that. You always out drinking and stuff like that. You might even just throw it off to their drinking. Right. Things like that. Oh, man, he's always like that. He changes his mood when he gets drunk or whatever like that. Not realizing that, no, this person actually has a disorder. They just kind of hide it with this one addiction or whatever the case may be. Or it could have led to that addiction.
For sure.
People don't notice these things, and it takes the breakup for you to realize, oh, no, this person wasn't bad for me. They were just going through mental health issues. It destroys what could be great relationships.
For sure. And what could be a great relationship is now one of the worst relationships you've experienced, all because of
10,
it's like,
for sure.
I never thought you were this person.
It turned into this toxic thing instead of this whole love affair.
Right, for sure. So it's like, me in general, it's like, I don't change my character. I don't change who I am in relationships because I know what I bring, I know I stand firm in my own individuality. So it's like, I don't need anyone to be complete. But then again, I look for someone, you get what I'm saying, to love.
It's the natural human thing
in a
to
sense,
want
complete
to be loved.
To be equally
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
for sure. So it's like I'm good alone, but why be alone? You get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I'd rather experience life with someone else.
I can give you so many reasons.
I mean, yeah.
Being alone ain't too bad.
Being alone is great. Trust me. Like, I have no other problems but the problems of my own doing. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to deal with no other responsibility that someone else created. But it's
more
like
of a companionship thing.
Yeah.
right.
Just know you got somebody to be there for you at all times.
Right, for sure.
You know,
And
like in-house something.
I also think like when you settle, you create your own like mental health
Mm-hmm.
issues because
Yes, but
you
sometimes
want-
waiting, and then it's like, how long do I wait for?
sometimes you gotta wait. Why would you? It's
Right.
like you being in the desert and you having a vial of poison and water, and you have to wait 3 years for the water, and you know you gotta wait 3 years, but you thirsty not, and the poison
Gonna
always
bring it.
available. Why the fuck would Why would you kill yourself just to have somebody there? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
right.
And I think that realistically, people's mental health, it gets so bad because when we start mental health, it's like sin. You know, it's like
Right. It starts
small
with the
sin. I'm
eyes.
gonna just smoke. I'm gonna drink, and then over time, now you schizophrenic, and you wondering why. You know what I'm saying? So I think like people sometimes they can contribute to their own mental health, but a lot of times it just be how people generation.
Some people get it naturally,
Right.
exactly,
Right,
naturally
you
through,
feel
you
me?
know, inheriting
Generational
it.
sin, all type
Right.
of different ways. So
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? I think
Give you that.
mental health is it's a deep topic. It really is.
Yeah, for sure. It delves into all these things that you would think, okay, all these aspects to a good life. You know, your finances, your relationship, your
Right.
health, like all these things is just based off of your mental health. Because, you know, you might be scared of something that's not there, and that would just cause you to be anxious, be like, how do I say it? Like,
edge.
yeah, on the edge for no reason. Like, all you got to do is open your eyes and see that what you think is there is not really there. You get what I'm saying? Like,
And this technology don't help.
what? It don't help at all. You over here thinking this person got it all together, but really they just only showing you that they got it all together.
Man, they show
Offline, they ain't worse than you. Like,
I want to bring us back to the relationships
Mm-hmm,
and how they may affect, mental health may affect them.
Yeah.
A lot of times in regular family relationships, like, you know, a regular relationship with a mother or daughter, you know, father or son, sometimes those get deterred through mental health as well.
Oh yeah.
And it sometimes stems
Especially black
more in the
mamas?
culture.
What?
I was just going to
Black
say
mamas
it'd
with
be
they
the
black
culture.
daughters.
It's the culture.
Man, they hate
The
it.
culture, it
Man.
makes it even worse sometimes depending on the culture. Now, I
Yes.
can't speak for the Black American culture because I'm not Black
They hate
American.
you,
I
yeah.
can
My
only speak for
son-
Haitian. But it is so great
My son.
that you can speak for the Black American culture because I
My
love sometimes
son.
hearing the things you tell me because I'd be like, girl, I can relate, but it's a
Yeah.
little different. You
well,
know?
yeah, it's a little.
I can really
it's a little
relate, but
different.
it's slightly different because
It is.
mommy, she over the top with it, where your mom, she's
No,
different.
Haitian moms,
Comic
they're gonna
relief.
be like, get your stuff together, and then they gonna make you food at the same time. Black
American
mamas, they gonna punch
Yo,
you in your
shit.
face and then slap you,
Okay.
and then be like, you hungry?
Now,
No,
pause,
I'm not hungry,
pause.
bro.
No.
Nah, that was deep. That was girl. Whoa.
No, for real, like it's
Nah,
like Black American moms with their daughters, they treat us like slaves.
Ooh, nah, baby.
But their son, my son,
Now,
I
see,
love my
now that
son.
I can tell you, that I can, you know,
they raise their daughters,
it's different.
and they bring up
the
their
boys
sons,
can
for
do
real.
no wrong.
My
Y'all done
son.
robbed a bank.
Oh,
Y'all done
my
been in prison
son.
like 12 times. Y'all still the golden
Don't
child.
talk to
Where
my
me, the
son.
daughter, I've been to school, I've educated, I've
And you still
graduated,
get
I've
slapped.
given you everything that you wanted, and I still can't walk my ass out this house past 11 o'clock.
And it's still
I feel like
No.
I still can't be outside.
I
past
feel
12.
like
I
y'all
still gotta tell you where I'm going at the age of 45.
And it's
Make that make
psychological,
sense.
really. It's a mental health
y'all
thing.
not
with the whole
married though.
community.
It's like I feel like the only thing that
when I
That's
was,
shit.
right?
But that's-
even
You
when
not
I was-
married
But I'm just
either.
saying. I'm just
Exactly.
saying.
Y'all don't be married
just saying.
either, and they still give y'all that grace.
You right.
Right.
You right. I'm
Mind
just
you,
saying.
they still give
as
y'all
a
that grace.
woman.
What is it?
As a
Okay, let's get back on topic because
Yeah.
that's.
I'll tell you
still
what it
there.
is. I'll tell you what it is.
Question.
It's a psychological mental health of the Black community because a long time ago, we psychologically told ourselves our sons are going to go to jail. Our sons are going to die. Our sons are going to do X, Y, Z.
Well, yeah, because that's
And
how
now-
it was though.
But still, you cannot contribute old time problems to modern problems. You know what I'm saying?
Because I was
It's
more.
like-
I thought you were gonna say more something like, "Oh, our sons are kings" and all this other shit. 'Cause
No,
that's basically
it's
how
quite
these
literally
Haitians
the
move.
opposite. They raise up
Like-
our daughters because they know the daughters are going to be the breadwinners. They know the daughters are going to be. It's true because they have. It's
No,
like,
at the end of the day, it's like I feel like the only way we're breadwinners is because we're doing the hard labor. Like
No.
We got to pay the hard labor. Well,
I think y'all-
that's a mental health issue too, though.
As a collective,
That's a
black
mental-
men are not breadwinners. And y'all just
look.
They're not anymore. But there was a time that they were.
Because you talking in a different time, and she's talking in the current time.
Right.
I get where she's coming from, and I get where you're coming from. You're talking in a whole different time, back when people really did put men as kings, because that was their main. Your job is to put everything on your shoulders.
That has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with tradition, though. Like. The money is the money, but the man will still be the head of the household, whether he makes more than you or less than you.
And that's true.
Okay,
but
so
again,
that's a mental health thing.
No, but
so you think because you make more than a man should make more than you.
You're
so
not
now,
hearing me. You're just not. But let me tell you why.
I'm hearing you.
No way. No way would I make little boys the head. If a man is, hold on, let me tell you why. Because as a collective, black men do not have leadership qualities. And I'm not saying no black men do. That's not the case. But as a collective, as a whole, y'all are the most incarcerated. Y'all kill each other at the most rates. Am I lying?
No.
I don't know.
Y'all date outside your race, and y'all still the most to get divorced.
Let me ask Google. Google my best.
And Google. You can look up statistics. I ain't gotta lie on my brothers.
But this is what I'm saying.
But this is a mental health thing with the whole black community. Y'all dog black women because at the end of the day, the degradation of the black woman.
We just spoke about this on the way here.
Oh shit.
I told her. I told you exactly that. Like, if only y'all knew how much we wanted y'all. Like,
and it's not the fact that I wanna. That's a dog.
You get what I'm saying?
That's a dog. Y'all see us.
I said exactly that.
It's not about wanting us, though. You know?
Listen.
About doing right by
pause on that, because understand, and I'm gonna break it down the same way I broke it down.
But that's what I'm saying. We was on that topic.
If black men do want black women, they don't show it.
Right.
That is the reality of it.
How can we show it, though?
To know that we're wanted if you don't
by marrying us.
But look, this is what I'm saying.
Y'all don't want
marriage. Look, I'm dealing with this. Look. I'm dealing with this right now with a girl.
And no, we don't want marriage anymore.
Check me out.
Because we wanted it at one point.
Check me out.
I'm not gonna say no, we don't want marriage.
We do, of course, want marriage. But it's like, why be married when you can get your head put in between the washer and the dryer every time y'all argue?
I know how
you get me. Look, this is
I'm not
me,
saying
right?
I'll be in it forever, because I understand, hey, it's going to take us time to get where we want to be, but...
Okay, let's hear your point. Let's hear your point. Because
y'all women want security. Y'all women want all these things a man is required to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
By tradition, right? Like, they're supposed to provide for a woman they want.
Of course.
Supposed to. Okay.
Yeah, right. Okay. Let's say the man does all these things.
Mm-hmm.
To you, you don't want a man. You want the thought of him, right? Like,
no.
What?
What is
okay.
I had a man.
Okay. Look. You had a man.
What is the thought of a man going to do for me?
Right. This is what I'm saying.
You want the thought of a good woman. Then you get her and you treat her like shit. So I'm like,
okay. So where did it go wrong though? If we both wanted each other, why are we both still together?
You go wrong when you allow your lust to break up your relationships because you have sex outside there.
But this is what I'm saying.
You go wrong when you beat up your baby mama. You go wrong when you date outside the race.
That mean many factors as well.
There's a bunch of different ways black men go wrong. I could go wrong.
Okay, so what about black women?
They say black women
never go wrong. They never go wrong.
Yes,
no, I'm not saying
that.
But you can't expect to be a leader and then pick on the weaker vessel like, oh, it's them. You have to take accountability in your own.
Picking on them, though.
But if you're gonna correct,
if I'm trying to lead, you're telling me, oh no, I don't want to go here. I want to go there. You need to lead other men.
Stop trying to lead women.
How is that leading?
Because women need older women to lead them. No. Men need older men to lead them.
You see,
I'm telling you,
at the end of the day,
no woman can raise a man. A little boy, they're not gonna really listen to their mama. But that's
the thing. No woman can raise a man. But a man can raise both man and woman.
No, they can't.
You see? That's why we both... You only have the Y chromosome.
Can you listen?
We have both
Listen to me. Scientifically. Let me tell you from experience, Aki.
It's not experience.
Let me tell you from experience.
Scientifically.
There's science and then there's life.
But...
when you have a little boy... I'm telling you, when you have a little boy...
Us men have both X and Y chromosomes.
Aki, listen.
You only have Y.
Do you have kids, Aki? Okay.
Let's leave feelings out of this, though. Like,
when you have a little boy and he needs to learn how to potty train, you cannot whip out your clitoris.
I just told you science.
And then say, "Oh, look, this is how you pee, son."
I just told you scientifically.
You feel me? Like, without their dads, it's hard.
I just told you scientific. Okay.
What's the scientific?
You can't raise a boy, but us as men can raise both.
No,
boys
you
and-
can't. Men need women and women need men. We need each other. You
We
can't
do.
sit here and say,
At the end of the day, your nurturing spirit is what raises the
so
kids.
then your non-nurturing cannot raise a girl by yourself.
See,
that girl always
how
gonna have
are we
attitude
not
problems.
non-nurturing?
That girl gonna be violent.
Okay.
That girl
Okay,
it's gonna
let's
be
put
some
a pause. I want to put a pause.
They
That's
need
the
their mama.
I need
relationship.
us to breathe. Pause.
They need their
sure.
mama for the nurturing.
Pause. Collect.
I'm
2 seconds.
chilling, but
We
2
are
seconds.
chilling.
I
It's
don't
just
like
a
2
conversation.
seconds. Just 2 seconds. Let me say something.
when it comes
Go
to
ahead.
black men,
Nah,
y'all
just
cape for
pause.
each other like
Jesus.
figure-roads.
And I
That shit get
understand, my
aggravating.
sister.
for real.
I be with you.
But yeah, I
I'm with
hear
you.
you.
I'm with you. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this nigga. All right. So I can understand where both of you may be right. All right. Now, just hear me out.
Listen.
You have to understand where she's coming from. Okay. She stands from the side of a current generation mother, woman, mother,
sure.
whatever the
Independence.
situation is.
She's
It's
standing
not
on that side.
independent.
It is independent. You have to
It's
understand
not.
because
Yes, it is.
it's independence. You are
It's
forced
now,
to become
right
independent.
Yes,
now, yeah,
exactly.
for sure.
So
But I
that's-
didn't want to be. This
But that's-
is not who I
but
am.
that's the problem.
You feel me?
This
That's
is
the
exactly what I
problem.
said earlier. Y'all stuck in two different
But no,
generations.
I
the
hear what you're
problem.
saying. No,
Y'all stuck in
That's
two different
exactly the
generations.
problem.
I'm in today's
You both are
generation.
right, okay? And
Right.
the type of men he talking about, they still exist.
They do.
just real,
They're
real
very
hard to
rare.
find.
You gotta give him. You gotta give him that
They're
space
just
to
real
exist the
hard
same
to
way
find.
we gotta give you that space to exist, bro. That's
And you also have to
That's the bottom
understand
line.
on her end, sadly, there is more of a monopoly of the
fuck
ladder.
boy,
right.
shit, piece of shit, nigga. It's real, no?
But y'all make it that way.
No, we don't.
But sometimes it makes it harder for them.
We
especially
can't-
when
'Cause
we
look,
call
Cat,
them
I'm
look,
not
names.
'cause
hearing
look,
that. And let me tell
You
you
gotta
why.
you gotta
Call them
understand.
names.
You gotta understand relationships fall apart simply because I'm always at
No
work.
matter
I'm gonna
what,
be
I
honest,
can
the
never have
biggest
time
thing
for
that
you.
makes relationships fall
You
apart
cheat.
is pride.
right.
Pride.
It don't have nothing
Pride.
to do with work. It don't have.
It be
What
pride.
make relationships break
pride.
apart is
So that's why I
you
asked.
work
Regardless
too
of
much,
the extra
and
factors
you don't
on
want to
each
hear
party,
the
it's
fact that
always
she
pride.
want more quality time with you.
But how
so
can
now
I
you
give
go
you that
trick.
time?
Let me talk. So now instead of talking to your girl and actually hearing your girl, and this is the person you sleep with. We didn't the same way y'all be like, oh, a woman chose that POS Negro. The man chose the woman too. So if you know what I'm
Yes.
saying, y'all going through things, instead of saying, oh, it's your fault, it's and pointing the finger, why not work and collectively try to figure stuff out? Instead of saying, oh, you're a woman and you just want F ends. That's not productive. Because at the end of the day, if I love you and I want a relationship with you, I'm going to try to work it out. A man's problem is his pride is always going to get in the way of a good relationship. Oh,
Okay,
she'll
so
want to
what's
hunch
the
me.
one-
I'm finna go grease a dime.
What's a woman's problem?
A woman's
That
problem.
goes into his own mental issues. You
And it
have to
Right.
is.
understand,
It's
he has
mental
his
health. A
own-
lot
So
of
he-
you
he's
Negroes
still a
have
kid.
mental health.
own
So at the end of the day,
self-esteem.
at the end of the day, how did he
Confidence.
approach you?
Don't forget, if you don't know how this person was raised mother-wise, you understand? You don't know
Right.
what type of love he received, what he grew up seeing.
And that's
Maybe
true.
that's what he thinks he's
But a
supposed
lot
to
of
do.
y'all
Right.
don't need to have babies. A lot of y'all need therapy.
Right.
How you gonna tell a black person to have therapy? You know that's damn near impossible to tell a black
Fuck,
people to
a
have
lot of y'all need help. Get an IEP. For real, y'all. A lot of us do need help.
Question.
We have gone through traumatic things. You know what I'm saying?
How do we build those boundaries?
I
Healthy
think
boundaries.
for sure
In relationships.
by giving black women just basic empathy. Like when we go through stuff and when we say our problems, don't try to deflect and say, "Oh, well, y'all do X, Y, Z." That's not helpful because
At the
we're
end of the day,
people.
that's feminine.
No, but we're people.
That's feminine.
No, it's not.
Would you say that's
Yeah, you
feminine?
have to understand.
No, it's
That's
not.
feminine.
Most
It's
men,
either
we
masculine or
don't
feminine.
see them able to communicate and really
Right.
be
Right. If
empathetic
you-
to situations, and when they are, they seen as
It's
punks.
about cooch. No,
You know,
but
they
it's
seen as
like
punks. They
y'all
seen
only
as
really
being, like,
empathize about
they
stuff
seen as
that's
being
sexual,
sissies
and
in a
that's
sense.
not normal.
But that's just how it's seen.
That's how
not-
it is right
it's because
now.
that's how it
It's
is.
the
Don't mean
stigmas
it's
of the world
normal.
that we live in.
And that's true, but
Right.
they don't make it all right. You know what I'm saying? Just
I
'cause it's
hear
regular.
you.
You feel me? You supposed to empathize with people whether they black, white, orange, yellow. You supposed to say if that's a woman and she got her story, she got her story. But for some reason, when it comes to black women and our stories, y'all, oh, that whole line. Just like Megan Thee Stallion. And I don't agree at all. But it seems like when it comes with a black woman and her mental health, girl, go sweep that under the rug and raise these
But what
kids
about
and be
the
a
men?
single mama and live alone. But black
Right.
men, just like R. Kelly and Kanye, they defending each other.
Let's not.
Black. Let me tell you why. Let me. Can I talk my point?
Yeah,
Black
he's
men-
real deal
But
going.
no,
through
that's
some
not the
stuff.
point I'm getting at.
That
Black
song-
men will cape for each other even when they know they wrong. Look at DDG.
That's men and women though. Y'all women
Some
would do the
women
same
taking up for him.
thing. Y'all women
And
would
it's
do the
like-
same thing.
No, because
y'all in the group chat,
No.
you send one message. Oh, girl, he ain't shit. He ain't this. He ain't that. Leave him. And then next thing you know, you conjuring
But
up
that's not
lies
the collective.
in your head
That's not all black
about your
women.
nigga.
Like I didn't see a collective of.
Like, if you could put a battery pack in your girl that easy, then your girl wasn't worth it to begin with.
Exactly,
Right.
but that's
Right.
that's
But-
exactly what I'm saying.
But
That's
that's
what I
not the
asked
same-
earlier. If I want you and you want me, why are we not together?
That's not the same as.
How did we end up being together for 6 months and now we hate each other, or you hate me and I still want you? Like, it's genuinely
Because
like that though.
things happen.
The woman hates the nigga now, but the nigga wants a second chance. Why aren't you giving it to him?
Because
Can I say something?
just like Glorilla said, this nigga want chance after chance after chance.
Exactly.
Nigga, no.
The guy wants the chance. You gave him one chance and you over with him. You hate his guts.
Because
Why?
at the same time,
So who was in lust for real?
Cat, do we not be giving these niggas chance after
But who
chance
was in
after
lust?
chance after
Who was
chance
in lust
after
for
chance
real?
after
Who
chance after chance
who was
after
in lust for
chance?
real?
And they
If-
keep blowing it. It's like how
You
many
know, I
chances you
understand.
want?
But
bruh?
who
And
was
the
in
sad
lust
part
for
about it is
real?
They wouldn't give
Till
you as
death.
many chances. So
Right.
that's
For
the
real.
worst
If
part.
a
That's
woman
the worst
cheated on
part.
you and did you the same way, y'all be out the door.
I wouldn't.
I can give you
No,
the
y'all would. If a
I
woman
wouldn't.
dog
It
y'all,
depends on the situation.
Y'all
I've been
be out
cheated
the
on.
door.
I've been cheated on in situations. It's like you go here,
Now, let
out
me
of
ask
town,
you.
out of state, wherever, and then you come back tell me you cheated.
I'm not gonna say
I'm
I
supposed
do or
to
don't
respect you
disagree,
because
but
you
I would
tell
say
me?
from my own experience as a woman who's always been faithful. Now I'm so used to being cheated on and cheated
It's like
cheated
it's
on while
like
being
it's like
faithful. The
it's
one
like
time
second
I'm
nature
sounding
now.
like in my mind, like, you know what? I'm gonna let you do you because I already know how this.
I
gonna
know
go.
how you cheat,
We're
bro.
back together, but you're still with her. So I'm gonna just do me as I do. Now, for some reason, this want to be the time where you are truly actually trying to be faithful.
Right,
How do I
because you
know
see,
that?
I'm cheating with other
How
niggas
do I
now.
know that though? You see, I'm ready to move on. Now you realize
Now you
it's
ready to
worth
be
it.
faithful.
How do I know that?
No,
though?
save that nigga.
Okay, but when you find out, it's like, oh, you cheated on me.
Oh, you went on a date
I don't
with
know if
another
I could
nigga?
do this, bro.
Oh, my
I didn't think
heart.
you could do that to me.
Why would you
It's
do me like this? Bitch, you cheated on me with 12 hoes.
Bro, like this is, and I ain't really. Can we really say cheating? Are we really
and you crying
together? Like,
tattoo
come
tears.
on. Come on, you've been with a one dime for however long. Like, come on,
30
how
years,
you gonna
and
put
you
that
begging
on
for her
me?
back. You done cheated on
When
this
I
girl
finally-
18 times, and you still want her? Let her go.
How do I even know that you actually want me?
Let her go.
How do I not know that I'm just not something
Let
pretty that you
that
keep around just
baby
because you don't want nobody else to have?
I don't
Because it's
know.
sad to say that's how niggas is.
Right, a lot of people don't
That's
need
how
to be in
niggas is.
relationships.
Niggas
They need
is very.
But that's the thing.
They need help.
That's mental health.
They are
Men
territorial.
are very
That's mental
territorial.
health.
Mhm.
I
You
see
can leave a bitch and
relationships.
still don't want her to be with nobody else.
And that's
Right.
why a lot
sense.
of black men
They
are
don't.
killing black women and their kids. They like, oh, bitch, you might be him forever. I'm not letting you go. And it's like, when I say stuff like that and how the leading cause for murder in black women is homicide, especially when they're pregnant. You could Google that. That's the fact.
That's
And so
because
I was
people
in
think
criminal
that it's pregnant
justice
that
and
we're
I know the
trapped.
truth. And you can sit here and make it seem like, oh, she's crazy. Oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Baby, I've seen
You
too
might
many.
have a radicalist idea.
No, I've seen so.
Right,
You
it's a
remember
little
that
heightened.
case in Jacksonville where that man killed the mama, the kids?
Yes, yes.
That happens all the time. And no, you don't see nobody on the news talking about it. They're like, oh, let's talk about Amber Rose. Let's talk about Trump.
Okay. How do we support the loved ones going through that?
You definitely. What I suggest is you watch Black Girls Gone.
It'd be hard
Black
when they're
Girls
in
Gone
denial.
podcast. Right. Stop
It'd be
being in
hard when they're
denial.
denial.
See,
Actually
that's the
understand
thing
black
though.
women going through
Okay,
stuff.
actually
Not
understand.
just black women, we
Actually
talking about
understand
Black people
what
too,
got him
you
to
know?
that point. Then, like, okay, he probably was a ticking time bomb.
That
He let
probably goes
everything
into
slide.
empathy.
You know all
No.
these things.
I
like,
don't sympathize with murderers. I'm sorry. I don't empathize with
I don't
murderers, and
sympathize
don't-
with thieves,
I don't
but
care.
you can say, okay, this person that stole food just to feed their family, like,
Nah,
there's
I
empathy
empathize
in
with a thief.
there's empathy in criminal activity.
I
like,
empathize with a thief. Murder, pedophilia, I can't empathize with that, bro.
I mean, yeah.
I'm straight. But when it comes to, stuff that really you got to survive for and that will, hinder your mental health if you don't get it, okay. That would make you a thief. I get that.
Do you empathize with that guy who killed that officer over your son?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Why would you empathize over him?
I
Then?
do because you killed my son.
It wasn't him.
And
He had nothing to do with his son getting killed. He
Well,
was,
if that's
he was
the
in a
case,
different
I
department,
don't really
different
even know
county, I
the
think.
facts of that
so
case.
how is
So
it
why
that
you shoot that cop?
the cop
Or he ran
shot
over
the
the cop.
kid? It's like, think of it
That
like this.
specific cop.
Think of it like
Hold on,
this.
hold on.
A
That's
cop,
right.
Was it
a
that
cop,
specific
a cop in Broward County,
was it
Fort
that-
Lauderdale, shoot your kid, and then you go over there to Tamarack or Bargate and just kill a random officer?
Oh, just retaliate like that.
See, I didn't know the facts of the case like that, so
That
I would say that's retarded.
How
Like,
you going to sympathize over that?
You kind of slow, sir.
Maybe
Like,
there's more.
But
to the story.
that's exactly
maybe
what I'm
there
saying.
is
So
more
it's
to the
like
story. Maybe they was
relationship.
homeboys, and you
The
know,
surface,
I
you
don't
look
know.
at the
It could be
surface.
deeper.
Right.
I don't
You
know.
look at the surface, you can feel how you feel, but how about you dig a little deeper?
Right.
How did you make the guy feel for him to crash out?
I'm
How
thinking
did the
this is
guy
more of a situation
make the
where
girl
there's
feel
something
to feel
involved,
some
but
type of
it's
way?
not that I really can't say because
Yeah, I can't say either. I don't
some
know.
people in the act of rage, I just want to get my lick back.
Right.
But he
Right.
wasn't thinking.
Right.
He had nothing to do with
And
nothing.
depending
He was
on
just
what his
over
son
there.
was doing,
thinking.
what was
Right.
his son doing in the midst of him getting shot by the police? Like, was he running from the police?
He was running. It was.
Okay.
It was.
So-
it was.
Okay.
That
It
don't
was-
mean
Then he don't mean he's just
He
getting
actually
shot,
had a gun
but
on him,
he does
though.
have some
knew
contributing
he had
factors.
a gun. on him?
He saw. He had the gun in his hand. I think.
How old was this kid?
Huh?
How old was he?
He was a teen, 17. I
Oh
think.
yeah. He need to go to jail for sure, but not killed. Nah.
You see what I'm saying?
Nah.
So it's like,
I can't
how do you
do that.
empathize with
Wait a
anything
minute.
for real when
I
this?
think I know what story you're
young
talking
doing?
about. Are you talking about the story where this off-duty retired cop, he was the one who actually shot and killed the son?
No,
Being
he was the
innocent.
one that got killed by the father. He was off duty, retired. He was just
Yeah,
doing
he was-
traffic for
Yeah, but
graduation.
he was the one that
Okay.
killed the son.
No, he had nothing to do with it. It was another officer in another department.
Damn, I didn't even know.
He shot and killed his son, and then the
I do
next
remember
day,
reading about that. I watched the little video, the little cam video
Mm-hmm.
of him running in like a wooded area.
right? He had a gun in his hand. He had a gun with an extended clip.
And see, the
Extended
police.
mag.
This is
I
why
thought
it's
he had a
important to
switch
know
or something.
police law.
It
The
was
police,
extended
you can have a stick in your hand and they can kill you. If they even think you have a
It's,
gun,
it's, right.
if they
it
even
looks
think
like
it's
a
something
gun.
like that,
But
they will kill you.
But when you
That's what
consider
makes
that,
it plain
when you
shoot.
consider that a mental health thing too, just because you have a gun, you have a taser too, like you're supposed to de-escalate the
no,
situation,
Yeah, the
not
police
just
be having
eliminate
mental health
threat.
issues. For sure.
Pause. Now understand something. The police, they don't get enough sensitivity training to really.
They don't.
And that's what I'm
really,
saying. That's
really
the
don't.
mental health thing.
They don't get enough training in general.
So
for
when
any.
it comes down to that, we really would be at a loss because
And when it comes to black people,
they're not gonna get the training they
Man.
need. We don't
Right.
have enough money to pay them, and they
Right.
don't have enough time to care.
right.
That's just the reality.
And in our
of it.
communities, they're not part of our community, so why would they even try to care?
Bro,
Mm-hmm.
So you
they're too
feel
busy
me?
building new buildings to sit in and
And protect. They're not protecting the people; they're protecting the property of the elite and
Yeah,
of the city.
because they're getting paid by them, so it's like, why not go where they're paid?
It's mental health everywhere, but especially in these relationships and especially in our community for sure.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like we need help for sure.
But back to the relationship to mental health, I do want to say it causes a lot of issues.
It
I would
does.
say in relationships with your family, especially when it comes down to them not understanding or not knowing that you have a mental health issue.
They're not
many
caring,
many
too.
families,
Not
depending
caring
on
either,
the
yeah.
culture, it's not caring because understand if your family loves you, your mother and father, they love you, right, and they truly understand that you truly have a mental issue, they're gonna try and get you the help they
No,
need.
but
But that's the thing.
But
If you
if
tell
they
them
don't
that,
believe that if
that's-
they don't even
they don't
believe
care.
that the mental health issues even can
Right.
exist, if they don't believe in mental health,
My
in
grandma
spite of
says
this,
They don't care.
She's a demon. It's not.
boy, you sound like you Haitian.
You demon.
ain't no such thing as
that was African.
as a bipolar, as
Yeah, it
ADHD. All it is the devil. That is what
But
would be said
never.
by my mother or my aunt.
Yeah.
In a sense, it
She just
is.
needs to go to church. She needs
Yes.
to listen to the Lord more. She needs to stop listening to that music.
Open
and
the
But
Bible.
you still got to learn how to manage all that.
I remember
though.
Yeah,
one
but
time-
they don't understand that this isn't the devil. This isn't whatever you want
No,
to throw
for
it off
real.
into a religion. This is a mental health
No,
issue
for
that
real.
you need to get
I mean,
real help
mental
for.
health,
And
the
they won't
word
never
mental
get you
health-
the help for until it's too late.
Too
Right.
late, right? They want-
The word mental health is relatively new, so how do you expect them to
It's
know
not
mental
new.
health?
No one
This
just wants
mental
to
health
acknowledge
disorder.
it.
Yeah.
It's really
It's
that's
not
but
new.
that's
It's
what I'm
not
saying
new
though.
to
If you
acknowledge
Yeah.
Google,
they stuck it as retarded.
It's
Right.
new.
That's what it was.
Right.
They stuck a
It's
label on
new.
it and
The
just left
word
it on the shelf.
the word mental health is new. If
Or
you look
special
up
ed,
the
special
word,
needs.
it wasn't genuinely used till about the early 2000s,
Needs
late
is
90s,
definitely
bro.
was it was special needs.
It was.
Special needs was the term.
So
I guess
so
the
now you're
term
saying mental health,
is
right?
new,
It's new.
But the
That's what I'm
concept
saying.
of mental health
It's-
is not new.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
It
It's very
shouldn't
old.
be new.
From back when
Because
Freud.
if
you know?
doctors can
Of
learn
course.
this in school, that means this has been going on. This is things that have
Right.
been of knowledge.
They just
And we should have
repackaged
been
it.
paying more attention to it.
For sure.
But no one cared to because it wasn't something to worry about.
Right.
We can barely see what it is. We can't tell sometimes what it is, especially when they're young.
And you see see, they started to take it serious when their own started having more and more mental health issues.
Yes,
but when it affected our community,
kids have disabilities to be like, oh yeah, I need to look more into this. We need to get more funding.
Oh, our schools are getting shut
They
up.
got the
Now
money,
we gotta
so
do
at the end of the day,
We
you
gotta
can't tell
figure
them
out
how to
what's going
use
on in
it.
their head to make them want to do this.
And you know,
Right.
school shootings happen more often than y'all think. You know what I'm saying? They make it
We
seem
just
like
don't
it's
know
just
about
a
it all the time.
one-off, but
You know? We just don't know about it all the time. It's all about what can get through the actual cracks of the publicity.
Right. What can
get through the
stir up?
publicity wall.
Right.
What can stir up?
they be
fear.
shooting up grocery stores, parking lots, parks.
They have
Especially
to find a way to
overseas.
censor our fear. They have to find a way to actually.
Yeah,
Baby, I
control
look
it.
If they can't control our fear, they don't have control.
Baby,
over
I
it.
Yeah,
look up all
exactly.
type of. I look up global, international. I want to know what's going on in Haiti, Guyana, South
So that's
Africa.
the thing. We have control over all these things, the things that really matter, but we're not focused
Most
on
of
them.
Somewhat. I'm focused. I don't know. What
We would
y'all
rather
do.
be controlled.
Y'all.
I
So
mean,
okay,
Bro,
another
don't put me
thing.
in the mix.
Another thing would be
Y'all would rather be
technology and mental health.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Understand something. When
For
it comes
sure.
down to the technology and the mental health, that doesn't help. It
Nah.
only.
Yeah, it only-
It's really a hindrance. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why.
But you have to control it though.
You don't want to go to the doctor, or you have a stigma of, oh man, I'm not crazy. I'm not finna go talk to no therapist or whatever. I'm finna get on live and go tell everybody my business and go da 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 and let other crazy
And go
people
stream.
Tell you
put a
that
battery
you
in my
crazy.
pack and make me think that what I'm saying is right, and what I'm saying is definitely the way. Some laughing, some might be telling me the truth, but I don't want to hear the truth. I
And you
wanna
know
hear
what
people
somebody
that's-
told me a
Yeah.
long time ago?
It doesn't help. Okay,
Well,
it's a hindrance.
the technology. Oh, listen.
It
The,
doesn't help.
the first website in history was CERN.com. You can Google this. CERN Nunos is the Norse god, and that's where they developed the concept of the internet from. Whenever you think about the internet, it's often sea related. Like, so you stream.
Right.
There's the worldwide. You surf the World Wide Web.
Right.
It's the Marine Kingdom. If you are Nigerian, you already know where I'm going with. Or you from Africa, you already know where I'm going with this. But a lot of times, lust is put on our devices, and lustful porn. That's why the internet was put on, for porn, realistically. But anyway, a lot of the lustful things, like when you look at the Little Mermaid,
I don't see
she's
nothing
a
wrong with porn. but
she's
I'm
a
gonna let you get
that's a
into it.
deeper
It's
topic.
what-
than-
yeah.
But the Little Mermaid is a siren. So in Greece, the sirens would sing to the sailors, and they'd be like, "Oh," and then the sailors would jump into the water and they die. Basically, they'll draw them to their death, take over their boats, and take their resources. So that's a mythological concept of a siren. Really, the internet is just a deep, deep, deep crevasse or iceberg of stuff that we really not supposed to be diving into. Like the internet, if you don't know how to deal with it, the internet it'll drag you down with it. And it's called
Yeah,
the
if
dark
you don't know how
web.
to navigate
Yeah.
it.
Man, it's some sick
Yeah, there's a
stuff.
lot of
If you know
terms.
how to get to the dark web, man, it's all type of child porn on there, drug. Man, it's some sick stuff. So when it comes to the internet, if you don't know how to manage your internet use, you will quite literally get sucked into that marine kingdom. When Jesus casted out the demons, and then it went into the pigs, and the pigs went into the water, they did that for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Everything is very spiritual when you think about it, but
Yeah.
I ain't gonna get too deep today, just cause.
Yeah,
I
because
know.
you know you lost me, girl. I ain't been to church in a while.
That ain't church. They don't even teach that in the church. Because how they
Okay,
see
you
it, that's
lost me,
all
for
voodoo, and they
See,
don't
no,
want to
you
teach that because that's
definitely
devil
lost
stuff.
me.
But
Yes, Haitian is on
you got to know that. You don't know about mermaids?
I don't believe. Girl, you think.
Haitians don't learn about mermaids. I know
Girl,
Haitians be
Haitians
learning about
believe in that
mermaids. Bro.
foolishness, but I'm not one of them.
You
girl.
need to
think a
listen.
mermaid
You don't have to
exists?
believe in it to listen.
I only believe in Jesus.
They're real now. They're real now.
I
Like
wanna get into this with you, girl.
you gotta learn by. Just because I don't believe in what Satanists believe in, don't mean learning what they know is not beneficial. They say be wise as serpents, cool as. All right, now I know. All right.
I don't.
It's okay.
I don't.
When you go home, Google all this.
I will not.
And when you find out I'm on point, I don't need no apology. Just move different.
Apology?
I don't need no. I know you was right, Alizé.
I will not.
It's all right.
Nah,
Trust me.
but that's what I'm saying. Though. So
water?
it's like
Google is my
at the end of the day,
friend.
like you just said, just move different once you know the truth.
That
A lot of people don't
technology
move different.
is that thing right there is like crack. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, like
Yeah,
that
for
they
sure,
made
for
the
sure.
iPhones more addictive than candy.
What?
Tell you, bro.
See, we talked a lot about the relationships.
We
shoulda-
did.
we
We
shoulda
didn't get
breezed through
nearly
that,
as half on the technology. I feel like when
Yeah.
you be taking these phones from these kids, they become demons.
Demons for
like they
real.
like, ah!
Demons for real.
All you did was touch your iPad, little me.
Ain't it? It's about to
depends.
die. You can't use it no more. Let it charge.
Not all kids are like that. That's if you allow that child.
But yeah,
Right,
if you allow them, right,
you know?
this technology will possess them. I'm telling you.
That's if you allow them to be possessed.
Yeah, but a lot of parents will allow them
Well,
to
that's on
be
their foolish
possessed,
asses.
so they
On
don't
their
have to deal with their kids. Go ahead and watch Coco Melon all day, baby.
No.
I got stuff to do. Mama
No.
trying to breeze, and
She drinking that good stuff.
this is water.
Don't let
y'all.
her tell you that.
Don't let them fool
Don't let
you.
it
This
tell you.
ain't moonshine. Smell it.
This is water.
Yeah, y'all
Aqua.
smell it. Y'all can't.
This is
Exactly.
water.
It ain't water.
I don't
I
even
smell
drink
it.
like that.
It don't
Bookie, I'm
smell
in my right
This
mind.
is
But
water.
any final thoughts, though? As we
No,
wrap up this
I guess the
episode?
final thoughts would be on technology. Have it at bay, because the technology is a reason why they want you to see what they putting on your TV. And as far as relationships goes, a bad relationship would desecrate your mental health. So always test every relationship that you in with the spirit, and always discern whether this person for me or not, because you letting in the wrong person can put you 6 feet under.
Yeah.
So many people have lost their lives because of a bad relationship or a bad XYZ. So when it comes to mental health, always take it serious, always stay prayed up, and always keep the Most High God first.
Facts.
For sure. Okay.
All right. Well, on that note,
Cat in the box.
honestly, all I have to say is when it comes down to your mental health, don't let it be something to deter you from being the greatest part of yourself, or
Right.
the best version of yourself.
For sure.
You know, if you can't
Fight
get
through
the
the
help,
negatives.
get the help. You know, if you can't,
The help can be
Try to keep
as
the
simple
demons
as a
at bay, I
conversation
guess.
with a friend.
it could be. It could be. Just make sure it's a friend.
Right. Not an enemy.
Because you don't know what friends are these days. So just make sure it's a friend.
Everybody of us
Because
have
family
them.
doesn't always understand.
For sure.
Friends. For sure.
So yeah, I mean, that about wraps it up. The second episode of the 3-part series on mental health. We didn't touch on a lot of things, but you
Got a
know,
little
this
lost.
is second.
We
Yeah,
did.
we,
It's
And it's
okay.
okay.
We
We-
can always reel it back in.
This
Right,
knowledge
right.
is something people really need, because
do.
people want the truth, but these churches ain't really telling the truth, and that's why people is lost. They telling to get that money. They telling
Yeah.
you what you want to hear,
Boy,
but I'm
look.
telling you what you need.
It's like she
Right.
was in the car earlier. I swear.
I'm telling you, like,
Well, she definitely was listening.
hit,
I must
yeah.
have called her something.
I don't know,
It's
but my
crazy.
spirit told me to speak on that for a reason, so maybe
Bro.
y'all need to hear it for sure.
Because I said it.
For
sure.
I'm telling you I did.
And it's true, you know. Oftentimes y'all don't hear us. Y'all just expect us to, you know. But
For those of y'all whose preachers don't got no jobs, ask yourselves why. Anywho,
So yeah, y'all be easy.
for sure.
Stay tuned for part 3.
Thanks
You guys
for
really
watching.
tuned in for part 1. Here's part 2.
Thanks for
And stay
supporting
tuned
us.
for part 3.
Bye.
bye guys.
All right.
Deuce.
Thanks again.
All right, that was good.
Good to go.